Now, here's one of my biggest tips if you're ever transporting a dog in a car, and that is to get a divider between the front seat and the back seat. Hi, dogs. Hi. We're filming outside today because it is just so beautiful. It's a beautiful February day and I wanted to share a little piece of that with you guys. Today in this video, we are going to be talking about how you can transport your dogs safely in your car. So this is whether you're a dog owner or a dog walker. It is applicable to both, so let's get right into it. If you guys already follow me, then you'll know that I was a professional dog walker for 6 years. So I've had at most 6 dogs in my car at one time. Yes, it was crazy. Yes, I learned a lot, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So when I first started dog walking, I actually worked for a dog walking company, so all of my training in the beginning came from them. And they actually did not instruct me to secure the dogs at all. So for probably about 2 years of my dog walking experience, I did not secure the dogs in any way. Looking back at it now, it was extremely dangerous, and luckily nothing happened in that time. But obviously after that first 2 years, I started cluing in thinking, this is probably not right. And I started adjusting things to be more safe for the dogs that I was taking care of. Now, first let's talk about why this is even important. So if you have dogs in the car and they're not secured and you get into an accident, not only can that cause severe injury for your dog, but also for yourself, because if your dog isn't secured, it could fly forward hitting you, which could cause you and your dog both injury. Not only that, but a dog that isn't secured in your car can get into a lot of trouble in the time it takes you to get from A to B, like chewing on things or getting stuck somewhere. There's just so many different things that can happen if your dog is able to run loose inside your car. The ideal situation for a dog in a car is to put them into a crate and then secure that crate to the car. Now, this can be easy or hard depending on the size of your dog and the amount of dogs that you have in your car. So if you have a very large dog, they're going to be in a very large crate. Your car may not necessarily fit the dog. Or if you're like me and you had 6 dogs in a car at once, you can't necessarily have 6 crates in your car. So if you're a dog walker and you have the ability to, getting a large van like a Sprinter van or something like that would be the best bet for you, because you can fit all of those crates and all of the dogs have a safe space that's secured down in your car. So that's the ideal situation. But like I said, that's not always an option for people. So there are other ways that you can secure your dogs in the car. There are dog seat belts that you can get. Of course, with this, you can only have as many dogs as there are seats because it has to clip right into the seat belt. So that may be an issue if you are a dog walker and you have quite a few dogs. But there are other kinds of devices that can help to clip your dog in. So I'm gonna try to find some online and link them below for you guys so that you kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. But any way that you can secure your dog to the car will prevent them from moving around and will be an added little bit of protection for you in case something does happen with the vehicle. Now, here's one of my biggest tips if you're ever transporting a dog in a car, and that is to get a divider between the front seat and the back seat. So sometimes you can actually install certain things, like a lot of professional dog walkers will do this. And then I've also seen some people do the cheap version where they've literally gotten a baby gate and zip tied it to separate the front and the back. And the reason for this is you don't want the dog to move to the front seat. That is very, very unsafe. Which brings me to another point, and that is to never have a dog sit on your lap at any point while you're driving. And that is because you need your arm movement if you're driving, obviously, but also if you were to get into an accident, then your dog is in between yourself and the airbag, which will almost definitely kill your dog. So we do not want that. Don't have your dog on your lap. So having that barrier between the front and the back seat will just be more safe for everyone involved. Make sure that all of your windows are on child lock, because oftentimes dogs will try to put their paws up onto the side of the window to get their head out the window, and if it's not on child lock, they can actually open the window all on their own. My dog figured out how to do this. She's very smart and she loves putting her head out the window, so she put her paws up and she would actually know how to put the window down. So you want to make sure that all of the windows are on child lock. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about if you are a dog walker and you have multiple different dogs in the car. So if a problem is going to occur, it's going to be more likely to occur in the car than actually outside, and that's because there's not a lot of space and dogs like to have their space, especially when they're not super familiar with the other dogs that are with them. So every time you bring a new dog into the car, take all of the other dogs out so that they can all meet and say hi to each other on the outside, and then bring them all back into the car together. And the reason that we do this is to prevent them having those kind of confrontations right off the bat, and also to make them feel like they're more of a pack because they're all entering the car car together, so it helps them to bond more. I do not suggest ever bringing in a new dog that doesn't know the other dogs in the pack, because that can be a very, very scary thing for a new dog, for all of the dogs involved to be thrown into this small space with dogs that it doesn't know. So anytime you're introducing a new dog to a pack, you need to do it very slowly. So you'll just get that dog used to you first, then introduce it to one of the dogs, and on other days in the future you can start incorporating other dogs into that group. But never just throw a new dog into the pack, and especially do not have them meet inside the car. Also, if you're a dog walker and you have multiple dogs in your car and you have a dog that is maybe more fearful or isn't necessarily good with other dogs getting into its space, you can put that fearful or afraid dog into the front seat, not your seat, but the passenger seat, and secure them down over there. That way there's a little bit more space between those dogs and the other dogs that you have in the back. But if you do this option, then make sure that you turn off the passenger seat airbag, because you do not want that deploying when you have the dog in the seat. Airbags are not designed for dogs, they're designed for humans, so it will very much injure your dog if it goes off. As I mentioned before, the bigger your car, the better, because you just have more space for all your dogs. So if you can, try to get a large van, because you're obviously gonna have a lot of dogs in there, and having just like a large van will be a lot easier for you. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you have any more questions or you need clarification on anything, then just let me know down in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to answer anything that you need. If you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe to my channel here, and you can go and follow me on Instagram. I would very much love to have you in the community, and I'll see you in the next video.